Hi guys, welcome to new week, and I owe you a recap for my Friday trading. So let's get to it. And on Friday, many stocks were the same so far as the daily chart. So I tried to pick, and the stock market is overall was going upwards. So uh, I tried to look for some long ideas, but the charts were really ugly. So I found few of those who uh, were were gapping from a support, uh, who on Thursday were pushed down the support, and uh, were then they had a sufficient amount of place to go higher. Of course, you can always find some minor resistances. So I knew that it would come down to the S&P itself, which way it's gonna go. But I tried to increase my odds by selecting some of those that were in better shape than others. So you can see that on my watch list on the right side, to check if maybe you had some similar thoughts. And the first one was MRO, which I took a trade in, and uh, it gapped up, obviously, then pulled back, and I decided to go long over 680. It was do or die because this was somewhat of a resistance area, but then the second one was over 710, so was uh, there was some space to go. So my stop loss was under the lows of the day, a pretty wide stop loss. I didn't expect 2 to 1, to be honest. So I would do with 1 to 1 if necessary. And actually, I exited a little bit before. I placed my protective order underneath the 670. I got filled later, I believe 67. So there was a pretty huge slippage for a market that is trading at around 660. So this was a typical false breakout. And then, of course, the market started to go down again, and the MRO uh, ended the day like this. But you can see that I was partly right, because many others ended the day at or close to the Thursday's lows, and the marathon did, of course, go down. It almost closed the gap, but then it ended the day, uh, I would say, pretty strongly. It's not the word I would use, but normally, but after this market conditions, I would say it is fitting. At least it was above the view up. Okay, and the other trade I did was in MGM, and it was to the short side for a change, and it was here at the break of 1910. I was initially planning to go under 19, the whole number and the low of the day, but seeing as it formed a really tight congestion, uh, I did I did take some precaution, because otherwise would have needed to go with 1914 or 15. So I decided to use 1910 as my testing decimal place number, to be in the trade earlier, but to have some room for false breakouts. So my entry was 1909, and I was again taking my profit as the market went down. So I believe I get rid of the first one at 1855 and the second one at 1835. So after a long time, I can say that I pretty much nailed the bottom of the trade. And you can see MGA then continuing with the S&P later on in the day. So I got a full +2% on the MGM and a little and less than 1% on the MRO. So a pretty good day, I would say, and looking forward to possibly repeat that today. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned.